All right. It is the third week that the flag is up.
Rep Jesse James.
All right.
Happy Black History Month.
Let's cue the music.
Audio Jungle.
All right, we're back. This is the CSRN podcast, our week in review, and what we're going to do right now. This is our third week.
Third week. One more to go. We can a little bit more, and then they forget about us again.
All right, and this is the second or third week that the flag has been up.
This is the third week.
All right.
Third Tuesday.
All right. What we're going to do right now is cue up our intro video. This is the CSRN podcast, our week in review. We'll be right back.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now the other thing that we've got to come to see now that many of us didn't see too well during the last 10 years, that is that racism
Not guilty.
is still alive in American society and much more widespread.
Broke his neck after Baltimore police.
A handful of protesters, a handful of criminals and thugs who...
Many in moments of anger, many in moments of deep bitterness, engage in riots. And as long as America postpones justice, we stand in the position of having these recurrences of violence and riots over and over again. Social justice and progress are the absolute guarantors of riot prevention.
Mr. Gray's death was a homicide.
The Negro was freed from the bondage of physical slavery.
The athletes marched onto a stage.
But at the same time, the nation refused to give him land to make that freedom meaningful. Freedom without land to cultivate. Freedom and famine at the same time.
And create jobs for our people.
The Negro is to be free. He must move down into the inner resources of his own soul and sign with a pen and ink of self-assertive manhood his own Emancipation Proclamation. But I want to get the language right tonight. I want to get the language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful. Individually, we are poor when you compare us with white society in America. We are poor. Collectively, we are richer than all the nations in the world with the exception of 9. That's power right there if we know how to prove it. We begin the process of building a greater economic base. And at the same time, we are putting pressure where it really hurts. We don't have to argue with anybody. We just need to go around to these stores and to these massive industries in our country. Say, God sent us by here to say to you that you're not treating his children right. We come by here to ask you to make the first item on your agenda fair treatment where God's children are concerned. Now, if you're not prepared to do that, we do have an agenda that we must follow. And our agenda calls for withdrawing economic support from you. We mean business now, and we are determined to gain our rightful place in God's world.
All right, we are back. This is the CSRN podcast, our week in review, where we stream live from Mott Branch Library. So shout out to Kevin and the staff. They always roll out the red, black, and green carpet for us. It's Black History Month. So we're going to have what we call our Black Lives Matter moment, some of the things that have really impacted us since we started this thing 11 years ago. Let's get into some introductions. I'm Brother Washington Muhammad, one of the co-founders of CSRN, along with Mike Leonardi and Drabil Bay, and also an active and registered member of the Nation of Islam. We're going to be sharing some things about things. We're going to be sharing some details about Savior's Day, Ramadan, which starts tomorrow. What am I wearing? Let me bring my keyboard down or my tablet down just a bit. Today I've got on kind of a greenish blue V-neck tee, a gray hat. I've got my glasses on by Optical Twix in between. For whatever reason, I've got purple beads on today, so I don't know what's going on with that.
Purple is power.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. There was just the closest thing on the dresser. Yep. And as always, I'm dedicated to respecting, protecting, and defending all Black bodies, no matter the cost, no matter the gains or loss. This is the home of Black Lives Matter and Justice or Else. And we're doing this for the protest community and activist culture, where it's a large number of times that we need our own platform to do the things that we want to do, say the things that we want to say, and also promote the people and introduce you to people that I don't think will show up on regular, if I want to call it regular, media. So this is what we do. This is our 11th year.
Monetized media.
Yeah, monetized media. That's right. I always say, if it's got a commercial, I'm always going to side-eye it if it's got a commercial. Hey, that's me. And I think that's it for me. If you could introduce yourself, and we're going to get right into our mission statements, our guiding principles, and run it back with our Black Lives Matter moments. Take a short break, and we should be ready for our first guest to come in.
What's up, everybody? Jody J. Summers, child of the system, better known as Spoken Truth, the treasure. Yes, the treasure of this wonderful organization, amongst many other. And I want to thank you for joining us here. You know, third week of Black History Month.
That's right.
We got about a week and something till, all that stuff gets forgotten, and then people will be celebrating. What is March?
March Madness,
the Irish Day, one of those two.
St. Patrick's.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, we show up. We show up for that. All right, no hate, but
yeah,
we show up for that.
It's not no hate. It's just
you
to
got the green
understand
on now.
I got green on. Well, this is actually
okay, all right.
Our friend of the show who ran for city council, Mr. Johnson, and stuff like that. Because even like if people watch my photos over the years, I still will wear your shirt. I still got a Paula shirt from when she was running her first time.
Okay.
And then that goes on with me when I travel across the country, because I'm about to go out to Salem. Last year I was in Paris, and they see us for who we are. My logos and stuff like that, the artwork and all that is us. I don't even own a pair of Jordans. We ain't even gonna go into that, but stuff like that never really fancied me growing up. As long as it was comfortable and functional, I would wear it, and especially if it was a gift. So I've been in this blue thing with the pocket for the longest. But either way, back on track. Happy Black History Month to everybody out there. If you're able to celebrate, if you know why you're able to celebrate. And unfortunately, we don't have a half mass, but rip to the late, great Reverend Jesse Jackson, who I was fortunate enough to meet in 2021 at the Truth, Toledo, Ohio. He came, and because I'm in that circle of, I guess, the people I was able to meet him and person and have that experience of not just saying one of my heroes or one of the people that fought for me, even when I didn't know it, has passed. I got to see you living, breathing here in the flesh. And that's really, really important, especially now when, you know, we got celebrities that pop up out of nowhere and do nothing. What is the thing by the our one group with the motorcycles and they ride with Paula? I can't think of
the Buffalo Soldiers.
Buffalo Soldiers. There we go. Deeds, not words.
Yeah.
And that is kind of who I am. Deeds, not words, feet on the ground, 10 toes down, in opposition of any injustice that I see. Now that's my quote, but it's a little different. So,
and I say for Reverend Jesse Jackson to be able to live a long life.
yeah,
Because most times, no matter how you feel about our leaders, they are ours. And I don't know any leader that you understood or agreed with 100%. All right. You either agree with, or there may be some things about the movement that you don't understand.
right.
And it's good to have someone with us that has that history that have lived a long life, you know. So I think that's important, because when it comes to our leaders, usually they're maligned. They die at an early age. They create something that we cancel out our own leaders.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing about Reverend Jackson, I didn't see his name on Epstein's list.
Didn't either.
All right.
I didn't see, at least in my lifetime of knowing the situation, him embroiled in controversy every 5 minutes just to make sure his name was there.
Yeah.
It's something special about that, having your leader still be alive, or somebody that you are inspired by alive, because they don't last long. The time is finite, and you know, we just have another legend up to the stars for us right now, and hopefully it's not just a legacy that is not, you know, put on a thing 50 years from now, his hair's bleached blonde. I'm shit.
Right. And I saw that you posted that you actually got a chance to meet him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did you ever get, I was going to tease you about being crib buddies and stuff, but did you ever get a chance to meet him in all of your travels?
Oh, well, I think my only I had a really close opportunity the last time that he was in Toledo for something that was going on at High Dramatic. And they invited Jesse Jackson to help mediate some things. But here's a fun fact about the Reverend Jesse Jackson. When he ran for president, the Nation of Islam provided him with security. Right. And we wanted to make sure that during that run for president, that our brother was protected at all costs. And he was. And also that was him running for office, kind of, well, I don't want to say kind of, it put us back, it put the Nation of Islam into the political thing, because the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan asked us to vote for him. And we don't normally, endorse candidates, but we voted for presidential candidate, the Reverend Jesse Jackson. And he, along with others, also laid that foundation that, yeah, we can run for president if that's what we choose to do.
Right. And Obama grabbed the reins and crossed the finish line. Whatever you think about that situation, is inspiring to people who aren't heavily in politics. You know, The world has changed so much in the last even 6 years to where everybody's an expert.
Yeah, and I think that this politics.
They don't go vote.
Well, but it's politics is really about making a choice.
Yeah.
And we make choices every day. You know, we don't get a chance to vote for Lucifer or Satan every day. All right. That comes only once every 4 years. You could do that, if you know what I'm talking about. But we get an opportunity to speak up about what's going on in our block for the Block Watch. We get an opportunity to speak up regarding how some of the houses get tore down in our community.
Yep, that just came up today with the vacant lot. Shout out to Blair.
Right. So, let's get into our.
Yeah, because we have the whole conversation here.
I took over your part,
but that's okay. Again, for everybody that's out there watching right now, thank you for being here. We are not a trendy topic or triggering show. We try and bring you guests from the community who you would not see anywhere else through media and stuff like that. So how do you get to this point? How do you formulate something after 11 years?
Yeah.
And with the show itself being in its 6th year, how do you keep going and where does the momentum come from? Well, we have something called our mission statement.
And we have the guiding principles,
which is like our foundation and bones of what me and Brother Washington and all of us behind the scenes hope to see last, like the NAACP or SNCC or another organization that's built from the grassroots and is not relying on your funding getting cut, and then you just don't help people no more. So
yeah, we're gonna do this anyway.
Right. We've done it without any pay. We're not gonna change. So and that's something that I get to take care of personally as treasurer, to make sure we're not gonna change. As long as I have my office, you can hit me with sponsorships all day long and they just straight go to my spam folder. Either way, this is our mission statement. This is something we developed over the course of our identity by going to different things. The movement for Black Lives was a big part of that, and traveling to see families and everything like that. So if you are somewhere and they don't have a Bible or foundation or structure or a history longer than 2 weeks, be careful. We are the Community Solidarity of Response Network of Toledo, formed on November 25th, 2014. The day after it was announced that the killer, a Ferguson, Missouri police officer of Michael Brown, an unarmed teenager, would not be indicted. We bring awareness to the injustices experienced by Black men, women, and children who are disproportionately murdered, attacked, provoked, and harassed by law enforcement. Police brutality has to end. We bring awareness to the fact that most often, yes, most often, police brutality goes without consequence and accountability. We utilize police impunity has to end. We utilize the tactics of protest, civil disobedience, event disruption, and citizen advocacy to give voice, yes, voice to those who are otherwise voiceless. We facilitate progressive, community-based events that help foster self-development, and we discuss measures to hold local leadership accountable, yes, accountable to their sworn duties, be they politician, clergy, law enforcement, educators, etc., etc. We want justice, equal justice under the law. We want justice applied equally to all, yes, all, regardless of class, creed, or color. For all lives to matter, Black lives, yes, Black lives must matter. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
All right. And I think after we finish with the guiding principles, I like to get into what I call my Black Lives Matter moment. You know, it's Black History, and we do Black History every week because really last week was Black History.
Yep.
Because last week we would have had the Pan-African flag up for 2 weeks, and this is our 6th year. So this is the first time in history that the Pan-African flag was flown for 6 years.
And they built a program around it. Today was the last thing with the Board of Commissioners, but as I'm sitting in there for the 3rd time this month, that program is built on us raising the Black flag. So the people that are getting recognition and everything like that, I don't remember there anything being 2020 previous to that.
And
so
look, if it was, it was without us. All right. So these are the guiding principles. And as Jody said, a lot of things that we have at CSRN, we pull from Kwanzaa, we pull from the NAACP, we pull from Marcus Garvey's United Negro Improvement Association, we pull from the Nation of Islam. This is pulled from the movement of Black Lives from 2015. We liked it, we tweaked it and made it our own. These are the CSRN guiding principles. All Black lives matter. Queer Black lives, trans Black lives, formerly and presently incarcerated Black lives, poor working class Black lives, wealthy Black lives, differently able Black lives, Black men and women lives, immigrant Black lives, Black elderly and children lives. All Black lives matter and are the creators of this space. We throw no one under the bus. We rise together. Ashe.
Ashe.
And that means one who changes a thing or one who makes a thing happen. Thriving instead of surviving. Our vision is based on the world we want, not the one we're currently in. We seek to transform, not simply react. We want our people to thrive, not just exist. Think beyond the possible. Ashe.
Ashe.
Experimentation and innovation must be built into our work. Embrace the best tools, practices, and tactics, and leave those behind that no longer serve us. Ashe.
Ashe.
Evaluation and assessment must be built into our culture. Critical reflection must be a part of all of our work. We learn from our mistakes and our victories. Ashe.
Ashe.
Principal struggle can exist in a positive environment. We must be honest with one another by embracing direct, loving communication. Ashe.
Ashe.
Love, self-love is practiced in every element of all we do. Love and self-love must be a driver of our work and an indicator of our success. Without this principle and without healing, we will harm each other and undermine our movement. Ashe.
Ashe.
360-degree vision. We honor past struggles and wisdom from elders. The work we do today builds the foundations of movements of tomorrow. We consider our mark on future generations. Ashe.
Ashe.
Self-care means we build resilient spaces by budgeting time, energy, and resources for healing. Self-care is a regular, consistent, intentional, and essential practice. Ashe.
Ashe.
The most directly affected people are experts at their own lives and should be in leadership at the center of our movement and telling their stories directly. Ashe.
Ashe.
Training and leadership development should be fundamental. Our movement must constantly grow and leadership must constantly multiply. Ashe.
Ashe.
Hey, I wanted to start with our Black Lives Matter moment. And yes, it is Black History Month and we do Black History every week. I wanted to go back to, I think it was 2017 for the virtual Black Lives Matter Awards.
21.
Okay, to 2000. Oh, yeah, because of COVID.
Yep. It just came up in my timeline too.
We always wanted to run back our Black Lives Matter Awards. That was the first time anything like that has happened in Toledo where we really took control of that narrative when they had that thing.
20 under 40.
Yeah, or the 20 under 40, which is the 20 of them that's under 40, with a couple of us sprinkled in, or that Oscar so white thing where no matter what type of advancement we made in arts and cinema, Black people were not getting recognized. So we thought, hey, let's just recognize ourselves. And that was 2016. 2021, we had the virtual Black Lives Matter Awards. And that wouldn't have happened without Ruth Leonard spearheading that. And I think we were just getting introduced to StreamYard.
Yeah.
Didn't know much about it.
Bombed and all that stuff.
Yeah, we didn't know much about it. But there is a point where you don't know enough about something, and then you mess around and find out. And I think we had at least maybe 10 or 12 people that we were honoring. You contributed to the box of different types of gifts.
It was 25 under 45.
It was 25 under 45, and Jody helped contribute to the gift from all Black vendors to some of the special people in our community. I know that we had Sonia Ramel. I know that we had so many.
25 people is a lot.
I said 25 people, and I'm struggling to.
But
remember.
you know, the awards before that was 20 people, and that's a lot who over the years are still excelling, like Tyrone Cleveland and other people in our community. That
Alexia Sims, she was one of ours. I mentioned Sonia Ramel. Man, so hey,
many people.
You know who you are, and it costs. So usually, whenever we have an award, this is Black History. I do this thing that I call the shakedown. That means that I'm calling all of my professional and pastor and political people that may be up in age. And when I say up in age, at least 60, late 50s, early 60s, and let them know now's your time to donate toward the things that are happening now. If you were popular in the 70s, we need you popular in the 2000s. And that's how we get our donations. A knock at the door, letting them know you could either give 50 or 100. All right. Jody's right in the car, so you might want to give 100. And we made it happen. And even though we weren't able to meet in person in 2021, we were still able to have a Black Lives Matter Awards. It was virtual. We even had a DJ. I've never seen a virtual DJ.
I'm still rejecting those copyright strikes.
Yeah, it is what it is. So before we go to commercial, Jody, when you think about the things that we've done together over this 11-year run with CSRN, what are some of those things or one of those things that really stand out to you?
I'm going to go with meeting Jesse Jackson.
Okay.
I know it's like not an official thing, but as I see it everywhere I go, every board that I work with is a part of that. Even when I'm going on my vacation next week, I am a city liaison, an ambassador of us for everything. So I have to act accordingly with that great responsibility and all that stuff.
Yeah, all that.
So me getting to meet him, thanks to Fletcher Ward and Tina Butts and everybody else that brought him into the city and was able to bring him to the truth, was like not like having to pass backstage. I mean, I met Obama too, and that was great thanks to her. But
so we just call him Obama. That's what. Is that what we're doing now? We just call presidents by their last name. All right, okay.
I mean, I don't know. But when I walk into some rooms, I think people got a secret file on me because I'm like, how is you the CEO? I don't know you, but you know my first name. So it lets me know I've done good work and on the right path. And meeting him again, from hearing about it in school and wondering what those people were doing, to living in the life of an actual activist, protester, and poet and artist, trying to make sure what is happening now will live forever. It's difficult. I couldn't imagine doing it back then when all you had the rotary phones, you had to type everything, you had to send the ponies and stuff.
Yeah, they were different. They were different. They were different. They were made different. And those are the shoulders that we stand on.
Exactly. And as I put in my post earlier, we wouldn't be out here without his strong shoulders to stand on. So Ashe.
That's right. So during Kwanzaa, we have this thing called libation, or this part of Kwanzaa that we call libation, and we call and recognize the people that have made a significant difference in our lives, and they could be leaders like Reverend Jesse Jackson. It could be your father. It could be your uncle or your aunt. And for those who are passed, we don't consider them dead because we're still able to access their spirit. We're still able to access their wisdom, their attitude, their positivity, their optimism. So no, we're not throwing anybody away, So hey, listen, we're gonna take a short break, and we're gonna come back with there's some stories from this week's edition of the Final Call newspaper, and we might get to our community updates, and we're waiting for our guests. If our guests don't come, I don't know if we just leave here and go to his job. I don't know what we do, but let's take a short break. We'll be right back. This is the Community Solidarity Response Network, our weekend review. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Elgic channel. In our last video, we learned how to properly clean our TV for that perfect movie night. In case you missed it, you can check it out by clicking the link below. But what's a TV without its remote control? It's the accessory that gets handled the most and collects a lot of germs, dust, and grime. So today, we're giving it a proper clean to keep it fresh and ready for use. And the best part is that these same steps can also be used for streaming sticks, gaming controllers, and even household appliance remotes. Now, let's get it clean. To clean your remote, all you need are household items. You'll need a microfiber cloth, a small brush or toothbrush, a toothpick, rubbing alcohol or bleach-free disinfecting wipes, and a cotton swab. Now, to clean our remote, first, remove the batteries. Then, tap the back to shake out loose debris. Use a toothbrush and toothpick to remove crumbs and dirt between the buttons. Next, for an initial wipe, dampen your microfiber cloth with alcohol or use disinfecting wipes to wipe down the front, back, and side of the remote. Remember, never spray liquid directly on any controller. To ensure the areas around the buttons are disinfected, dip a cotton swab in alcohol, squeeze out the excess, and wipe the nooks and crannies around the buttons. Then, do a final wipe down. Lastly, allow the remote to air dry before reinstalling the batteries. And there you have it, a fresh and disinfected remote control. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos just like this one. You can click the link in the description box below for our other tutorials. And don't forget, cleaning is a family affair. See you next time, and as always, let's get it clean.
All right, we are back. This is the CSRN podcast, our week in review. Once again, streaming live from Mott Brent's library. We've got two cameras that we use. We use our B camera. That's the one that's on right now to kind of give you a behind the scenes of what we do. And we've got we have some of our script stuff that we make sure that if we're going to say something, we get it right. We've got our roadcaster here. We've got a tablet where we can view, if the guests can view some of the things that we're doing. I've got a laptop right here that controls all of the banners. Let's put our Black History banner up again if I could find it. If I could find it, I'm sure I can. Yeah. All right. So we got our Black History banner up and in our logo up front. Hey, family. A couple of things that I wanted to. Let's change the camera because I still feel like I want to watch the. Look to the side.
Yeah. And for the people that's always watching and stuff, this is how we connect to y'all. I'm the one that's spamming groups and emails and sending out invites and stuff like that from the moment we go on air lately. If you have noticed, we've been doing a behind the scenes as we set up everything, so people get a good eye view of that and are prepared for, our background, because some people still haven't seen all of the logos come to life.
Right. And really, to explain our background, this was with the help of another activist group that uses satire and corporate logos to get their point across. And we took a lot of their logos and repositioned them on our backboard. And some of it says inside jobs in the deep state instead of Chanel is COINTELPRO. What is that game? Black Ops? Is Black Ops. Is that the name of the video game?
Well, it's the name of a version of the video game. It's Call of Duty.
Oh, Call of Duty, yeah, Black Ops.
Or COD.
And let's see, just a couple of them. We've got Starbucks and student loan debt.
CIA.
Fanta is fentanyl. Jim Beam is Jim Crow. Just sometimes everything doesn't have to be really heavy. So the website that we got this from is called Mark of the Beast. They've been around since, I think, maybe 2013, 2012. That's when I first learned about them. They really weren't on the internet like that, but now they are. And I think that at one point we'll make some T-shirts with some of these logos on it. Having said that, there's a couple of news stories that I really wanted to promote right now. The first is Ramadan. Ramadan is coming up, and the first day is tomorrow. So let's put up my Ramadan graphic right there. And to explain in as little terms as I can, it says that the month of Ramadan is that which the Holy Quran was revealed, a guide to men and women, and clear proofs of the guidance and the criterion. So whoever of you is present in the month shall fast thereof, and whoever is sick or on a journey, they shall fast a like number of days. That means that for those of us that can abstain from food and water from sunup to sundown, so it's not necessarily a fast, but we are abstaining from the things that are lawful. And if you can abstain from the things that are lawful, that builds up your discipline for some of the things that you may be struggling with. So what happens for people who may not be able to fast, you can also contribute by, hey, I'm going to fast from television. All right, I'm going to fast from this thing.
Posting.
I'm going to fast from social media and posting. I might scroll, but I'm not going to post. I am not going to post. So, and Ramadan is a great reset for the Muslim community. I think that all of us struggle with balance. We struggle with attitude. We struggle with feelings. We struggle with emotions. And in struggling, we can be hurtful. We could say things, Jody, that might hurt someone. We could do something that might make someone feel bad. So Ramadan is a time that you can put your reset button and hopefully come out of Ramadan a better person. And you don't have to be a Muslim or practice the religion of Islam to join in the fast. Jody, you're Buddhist.
Yep.
Right. And
every year I fast along in solidarity with Brother Washington. I think last year it was at like 2 weeks or so. Straight. So and I believe we have our special guest calling.
You know what? Our special guest is calling. Hey, we're live right now. And hey, we got our brother Cliff on the phone. Hey, give me 1 second.
Yep. So for everybody out there, again, we have special guests. He's on his way in. And as Brother Washington was saying, for Ramadan, for me personally, what I do for myself is kind of a social media cleanse, kind of a food fast. It's going to be difficult around this time because it gets pushed back forth and forth. So this year I will be doing it tomorrow, and then I'm going on vacation. So as to not, I guess, bother the people I'm on vacation with, I will be restarting when I come back that Monday and then seeing how long I go, which means I won't be taking lunches. And I'm also used to that myself over the years because as I've been doing it with Brother Washington, you kind of get more strength. It's like when you go into the weight room, and you pick up the weights for the first time, then after a week it gets easier, and then after a while you have to change it up. So right now I only eat once a day because of this practice, and not outside, or it's outside of Buddhism, which I don't know. With that, for me, I don't push upon people. If you ask me, I'll let you know. Yep, I'm a priest and ordained and all that stuff, but it's not the thing that I lead in my life. The thing I lead in my life is art, connectivity to people, and solidarity with people. So if you see me out doing stuff, just don't forget that is in my back pocket too.
Yeah, and you know, I think that a lot of people know me as Brother Washington Muhammad. I distribute the Final Call newspaper. I visit a lot of barbershops, but that's not what I lead with. You know, religion shouldn't be compulsory. It shouldn't be that thing that I'm trying to convince you that you need. And I don't know anything about you. I was talking with one of my faith people, and we were talking about how religion is administered is what turns a lot of people off to it. The fact that I'm going to tell a person, I got something that you need and I don't even know you. It's like giving somebody a prescription, you don't even know them. It's
or
like,
the obligatory, if you don't believe it, I believe you're going to hell.
Yeah, that I'm right. And it's insane to think like that because I barely know what I know. So how am I going to say that what I know is the only way? And every other people I don't have to know their language. I don't have to know their customs. I don't have to know their traditions or their ways, and I can judge them as heathens. It doesn't add up to me. That's not what Islam is. And if there's somebody that practices it in that form, they will soon come to know that you're going to be on an island. Hey, another one. You'll be on an island with that type of thinking that you're right and everybody else is wrong. And I think that this thought of unity is also one of the things that's kept CSRN here. That no matter your political affiliations, no matter your club affiliations or whatever, do you want to see our people free? Yes. Do you want to help? Absolutely. Well, you don't even have to sign up. Just join us. And that's something that we've been practicing for years. We've been practicing that for years. Hey, somebody also, my person here says the capacity to understand what one doesn't know is the true sign of higher thought. You know what? My wife would agree with that about me. All right. She probably think I'm really high thought, but yeah, I know what I don't know. And I'm fine with that. And I'm fine to tell someone, hey, look, I don't know. Let me talk to Jody. Maybe Jody knows, and we'll call you. Hey, look, Jody, I have no idea. We were talking about our podcast earlier. Something was happening and it seemed like the room would go dark. I don't know. I'm not going to tell somebody something that I don't know, but the capacity, let's put that on the screen. It says the capacity to understand what one doesn't know is the true sign of higher thought. Man, that could be I'm going to use that tomorrow for my group therapy class. All right. I'll give credit to whomever, So yeah, and that's the spirit that's kept CSRN here. Yeah. We never told a person that you got to vote Democrat or you can't vote Republican or you only have to vote Democrat.
Right.
Hell, I don't think like that.
Neither do I. I took my office because I led by example. I think so many people do not do that. They're followed by they follow a lot of people who have good showmanship, and not much work actually in the community. It's like it's not just here, and people's like, oh, my place is so bad. It's literally everywhere. The more people you get together that want fame, power, wealth, and the ability to look down on somebody, you will find it. And if you go to places where people are trying to be open and commune with each other and not find a reason to disgrace each other, it's a little hippie-ish. It's a little weird at sometimes, but you'll find some of the most honest people who have all of the ideas, just not the resources it takes to make it happen. And that kind of becomes the problem, because the people with the resources to make it happen will never make it happen for you.
And that's something that I've learned over the years, that there's somebody call it gatekeeping.
Yeah, that's a big
where you want to keep a certain knowledge of something to yourself. Matter of fact, I think a couple of years ago we were struggling with jumping into the nonprofit thing.
Yep.
And how do you go about that? And sometimes talking to people, they say, well, here's what you got to do. And I'm really thinking, it really sounds unreasonable that all we want is a 501c3. All right. And I really don't think that it takes that much to do it, which it really doesn't.
Nope.
And DM me if that's something that you want to do. If you want to really expand the work that you do, and you got a group of people that you believe you can come together and access some of the monies that are out here to do something and do something good, hit me up, and I'm willing to give everybody all of the jewels with nothing in between. So if it's for programming, I got you. If it's for learning that administrative side, I got you. Whatever it is that I know I can give out for these it'll be 63 years. I'll be 63 in August. So I know what I don't know, and I won't lead you wrong. And I've met some people others that are my age that are willing to share some of the tools with you, so that a lot of us don't have to start at square one. All right. I was on the phone with Cliff Porter. Cliff Porter is from the let me put this slide up here.
So he's about to be on his way in?
Yeah, he's on his way.
Okay.
Right. Cliff Porter is from the American Muslims for Palestine. And I think that after I think, was it 2022 or October 7th of 2022 or 2023, when Israel and Palestine really engaged in what I call a really lopsided thing that's happening. I learned more and more about the American Muslims for Palestine, and you would see a group of the brothers and sisters with the signs at the corners of Sylvania and Talmadge. So when we saw them getting it in, often we would join them in solidarity. And what's happening now, and Cliff will talk about it, he's going to talk about how the Lucas County is looking to divest from Israel, all right, and buying and supporting that. And he's going to say a lot better than I am. But I think that we deserve to have a right to say where our dollars are going. The same way we could say defund the police, defund the poor training, defund the training of people that's going to do more harm than good. Fire them. Don't support that training. So we also deserve, as taxpayers, and that's why we vote, am I right? To have a voice. So why is it that we can vote and not have a voice? So we're expecting Cliff, our brother Cliff Porter from the American Muslims for Palestine, to come on soon. And before that, what I wanted to also share is, and one more time, Jody, that was a fire quote, the capacity to understand what one doesn't know is the true sign of higher thought. All right. Yeah, that tracks right there. All right. That's like a quote of the day. That's one of my positive affirmations in the morning when I do my meditation and whatever it is that get me to convince myself to go back to work again.
Well, there we go.
Right.
So we're going to take a commercial break and come back with Cliff hopefully in the next couple of minutes, right?
Right. This is the CSRN podcast, our week in review. We'll be right back.
It's the Panama Canal.
En esta hermosísima ciudad de Orlando.
I'm here in Barranquilla, Colombia, and in sunny Miami. Daytona Beach, mis amigos, that's where we're at today.
Desde la ciudad de Cartagena, Colombia.
We are in Orlando right now, here in Florida.
I'm Helene Sheets, Director of Marketing and Communications at beautiful Lourdes University, and we've been a proud sponsor and supporter of Voces Latinas TV for over a decade. It has been a fantastic partnership. It's been our doorway into the Latino community. We've met so many incredible people, created so many partnerships. Our students absolutely love the connections we've made through Voces Latinas TV, and we're looking forward to at least another decade, 2 decades.
Pathway Incorporated Brothers United program believes that children are important. Every day we support and advocate for fathers because when children have involved fathers, the whole community thrives. The fathers that come into the Brothers United program are mostly young fathers who are primarily gang members or drug dealers or those involved in lots of trauma from the time when they were youth until now. The program has fatherhood classes which teach you about your role as a father, the importance of being a father, healthy relationships, how to co-parent and work better together with your co-parent, and then economic stability, how to get a job, how to keep a job. It is so important for fathers to learn to take care of their children holistically, not just emotionally, not just physically, but financially as well, because children need a holistic approach.
I really just needed help with being a better father and looking for a job to be able to support my kids.
Some of the problems I was facing when I joined Brothers United was communication with my children. Had some time apart from each other for a while, so that gave me the tools to really get back in communication with them.
Fathers will come into our program with their heads down. 2 weeks later, their heads are up. 3 weeks later, they're laughing and talking. 4 weeks later, they're building a bond. And by the time we get to 8 weeks, they're saying, hey, we want to stay here. What can we do to stay connected?
It gave me a better perspective on how to look at things from other people's point of view. You know, sometimes us as men, we get caught up in being prideful and arrogant, thinking we don't need the help. We do. And we just have to put our pride, selfishness, and arrogance to the side and When the help is there, take it.
Hope plays the most important role in everything that we do because we have to have hope. We have to remember that fathers are important, and we have to not only say it, but we have to live it. We have to breathe it. We have to do it. We have to convey it to everyone.
Let's get a BU Nation on 3, fellas. 1, 2, 3. BU Nation!
The dads give us hope. The dads supply for us on the days when it gets hard. On the days when we've seen more violence than we ever want to see. On the days when we've lost some dads to jail or to murder, they give us hope. And so the hope that lives can change, if you invest in them, if you believe in them, then lives can change.
Brothers United changed my life, let's say, because of where I come from, what I've been through. I learned to understand it is help out there. Don't be scared to ask for it. If you don't reach, you can't grab. That's it.
They made me more employable, more desirable by employers, which in turn helped me provide for my family and provide for my children and my grandchild. So it makes me a better man, a better father, and a better example.
It showed me like how to be better to my kids, so I went and got custody of my son. My son been with me for a couple months now. So this showed me how to be a better parent all around, just a better man, period.
Initially, I didn't know that it could change men's lives. I didn't know that fathers could change. But it's amazing to me when fathers come back a year later, 2 years later, and tell us thank you. Or they'll make a Facebook post and say, look at what I'm doing now. It's amazing to me about the level of work that we've been able to do and the lives that we've changed in just a short period of time. And the fathers who come back and say, thank you, I needed you, and you were there.
And shout out to Brothers United, man. Be you.
Have you ever dreamed of showing the world who you are, showing what you can do? Can you act? Can you dance? Do you have talent? If you do, then come on and get fame. Express yourself where dreams become reality at Fame Studios.
The environment here consists of children and teens that are all ages and all diverse. We offer dance, modeling, acting, and even fitness. We provide daily, weekly, and monthly lessons. Fame Studios is a semi-professional platform with many well-trained instructors.
Ever dreamed of showing the world who you are?
Welcome to Fame Studios.
Get fame today.
Great job, ladies. You can contact us today at 419-699-6769. Hope to see you at Fame Studios.
All right, we are back. This is the CSRN podcast, our week in review, where we come to you live from Mott Branch Library to talk about the things that we've done last week, the things that we're working on for next week, and a few things that's going on right now. Earlier, we had shared about Ramadan, and I wanted to share something on my page on this feed. We had a special. Let me find this again. Man, I can find it. No, I can't. Oh, yeah, I wanted to share a special. Let me see if I can share this page. What I have up on my screen right now is regarding Ramadan and Savior's Day. Let's see if I can get it. Family, I'm struggling with,
technology.
Yeah, we doing
never made to be our friend.
Yeah, well, I guess you get what you pay for. All right, everybody can get their money back. All right, from this podcast right here.
Here it comes right now.
So here's what I wanted to share. This is an official letter from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in the Nation of Islam, and it says, "Assalamu alaikum, dear believers, followers, friends of the Nation of Islam. Welcome to our annual Savior's Day celebration of the birth of Master Fard Muhammad. the great Mahdi and founder of the Nation of Islam. And this is what Savior's Day is. And this is happening starting this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And as always, I'm what you call early deployment. So I'm the first to get there to help provide security and things like that. And this is about Master Fard Muhammad. It says that he was born February 26, 1877 in the holy city, Mecca in Arabia. He made himself known to us on July 4th, 1930. He came to offer us true independence and a nation of our own. He gave us a flag which signifies the basic principles that will undergird the Nation of Islam. Those principles are freedom, justice, and equality. This Savior's Day will be celebrated the weekend of the 20th and 21st and 23rd February 2026 with workshops and plenary sessions to advance us in the study of Islam and to strengthen us in the foundational knowledge of Islam as taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Our subject is titled, "We Must Make Our Community a Decent and Safe Place to Live." The unity under the guidance of Allah, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, His Christ, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and myself, will ensure us of the coming through the darkness of this time and the light of the dawn of a brand new day. May Allah bless us all who attend with light, life, and the power that which we may extend the Nation of Islam and which offers to every nation, kindred, and tongue on our planet best wishes for our success in the resurrection of our people here and throughout the earth. Surely, or sincerely, your brother and servant, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So our title this year is "We Must Make Our Community a Decent and Safe Place to Live." And family, how do we do that? By improving ourselves. And within our solidarity pledge, we pledge to strive to improve ourselves mentally, spiritually, economically, for the benefit of ourselves, our family, and our people. And self-improvement is the foundation and the basis for community development. So I can't point one finger at Jody if I'm not improving myself. So those are the things that we want to do. Family, we're going to take a short break. We're going to come back with our brother, Cliff Porter from American Muslims for Palestine. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review. We'll be right back.
Audio Jungle.
Almost there. All right. And we are back. This is the CSRN podcast, a week in review. Hey, what you just saw was what we call a fishbowl. That's when we're working on some things and it just looks like, hey, we're working on some things. Family, this is live, streaming live. So whenever we stream live, it's a great chance that you may see something that we wanted you to see. Hey, listen, we are back. And one of the CSRN traditions is whenever we have a guest, and it's really family, I don't want to say guest, but it's really family, but hey, it is what it is. We always ask, who are you? What are you wearing? And what are we talking about today?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and Ramadan Mubarak to all my
Ramadan
Muslim brothers
Kareem.
and sisters out there. My name is Cliff Porter. I am a community member here in the Toledo area, providing support to a lot of my comrades doing good work, some of those being members of the American Muslims for Palestine. What I am wearing today.
Yes, sir. Let's get it in. That's
I'm
right.
wearing gray sweatpants from Old Navy and a beat up gray champion crew neck. I just got here from wrestling practice.
Yes, sir.
We got the City League tournament tomorrow. My team Rogers is hosting, so
That's
I
dope,
just came here
man.
from practice working
That's
out.
dope.
So
And we appreciate you. We know that you're coming in hot. So if you saw us getting some things together, it's because, hey, listen, we want to make sure your stay with us is as comfortable as it can possibly be. All right, you mentioned something about the American Muslim for Palestine and some of the things that are going on. Man, how did you get involved?
So I guess I'll give a brief start from the beginning. I really got into understanding, studying, and being passionate about the Palestinian struggle for liberation during my time in college. I went to Villanova University outside of Philadelphia.
Okay,
I graduated
all right.
from there in 2019. But I had some really great comrades and friends there who educated me, MK Smith being one of them, Dr. Hiba Boujaderi, my friend Gabby Puche, and others really put me on. And I guess in Toledo, I got involved around October of 2023 when the genocide really started. Just looking for something to do and somewhere to be useful. Going to demonstrations and protests and just meeting the good people who were showing up.
Right. And I think I saw you speak, man. I don't know when the first time that I saw you, but there was a movie that was shown, a documentary that was shown at the Maumee Theater, and you were on the panel, and I got a chance to just really see what you were about. And man, I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Thank you.
All right, I'm a fan. And I wanted to really just kind of, I know we don't have that much time, and I see Jody saying, y'all better hurry up. Oh, well, damn Jody this time, all right? The worst he can do is fire me, all right? All right. Man, let's talk about some links, because if you were to see our whole studio, you can see some of the links to our struggle and the Palestinian struggle, and it's one struggle, and we just don't look like this because Cliff was pulling up. Right. we look like this all the time. So what are some of the links? We talked about the links between the Black struggle and the Palestinian struggle and why they're one and the same. So can you unpack some of that for us?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it ties into something that a bit of rhetoric that I've been hearing going around, especially fresh after the election, this idea that you got to worry about your own people first, I think is one of our opposition's greatest and most effective lies. This idea that we can only be worried about us first, and then we can help out other people. For me, the links between the Black and Palestinian struggle show me that that's never been how we've treated each other, whether it be the Black Panthers meeting with Palestinian Liberation Forces back in the 60s and 70s to trade information on tactics and politics and ideology, or whether it be Palestinian activists teaching and instructing Black Lives Matter activists in 2018 and in 2020 on how to effectively deter tear gas. Our struggles have not only been intertwined, but our specific fights for liberation have been intertwined. We have shared information. We've, fellowshiped with each other. And I think that that's something that we can't lose sight of.
Well, at CSRN, that's always been a part of what we do. Matter of fact, I believe that our first in November of 2014, we came together and we had a protest outside of the Common Pleas Court because we were protesting that Michael Brown, the killer of Michael Brown, was not indicted. And one of the first persons that showed up was Amjad Dumani. And from day one, and even before 2014, I've met Amjad in maybe 2002 when he was presenting a documentary called Loose Change regarding 9/11. So CSRN, my tradition with our Palestinian struggle, I've always been a day one. All right. So when we started doing this, that was always included. Whoever is struggling, whoever and wherever we find them, has always been included. And sometimes, it's a tough sell for some of us that grew up in a political bubble that we were only been taught you can only think this way, which is generally straight Christian and Democrat. And that's like the code that we can only stay in that box, and anybody outside of that box, hey, we don't want to deal with them. But that's been our downfall, using our enemy's playbook to set plays. And then we wonder, why are we always being conquered? So I wanted to also get into our true enemy, and we talked about that. I wanted to kind of unpack that so that we can look at this enemy thing in a different way. How do you go about that?
Yeah, I think that kind of ties back into what we were saying about worrying about your own people. And I think it's really easy to get caught up isolating yourself and your people from others who are dealing with struggle when you minimize who your enemy is. If I think to myself that my only enemy is white people,
and it's a wrap. I'm serious. Oh, how am I asking you a question and then I'm chiming in more on your question?
No,
all right,
this ain't a conversation. This ain't even an interview.
All right, okay, all right. Well, let's go. Man, look, it's a trick. That's where they can do what I call the poverty pimping and the demagoguing and creating an enemy for us. And we only look to one thing, and we don't look at the policies. We don't look at the politics. We don't look at the focus groups. We don't look at none of those things. I'm looking at my next door neighbor. Hell, he's just as poor as I am.
Right. Yeah. And I think it's also too, like, if I'm thinking that my enemy is white people exclusively, then I think that sets me up to be thinking about my only allies are people of color. Those are the only people I can be allied with. Or to take it even further, my only allies are black people. That's it.
I got you.
But when we look at the way the system is set up, our real enemy is capitalism and the capitalists who uphold that system. So when you look at it like that and you broaden your scope of who's really attacking you, then your list of allies is also broad, because you see that they're attacking more than just you for being black. They're attacking your neighbor for being poor. They're attacking your neighbor for being Muslim. They're attacking your neighbor for being Arab. So you can widen your list of friends when you widen your scope of who your enemy really is.
And I think that if you look at I don't know if you saw our backboard.
I was
here.
looking at it.
Yeah, and if you understand it, then you're our friend. All right. If you understand it, then yeah, we could be friends. And as a people, definitely, I think that's been when our enemy shows up, when we start thinking international.
Yeah.
All right. Dr. King was the darling as long as he stayed within what they call the non-economic liberal agenda, which meant that the only thing that they wanted him to do was protest, stay nonviolent, protest, remain nonviolent, remain this.
And don't talk about money.
Do not, you bet not talk about money. You better not talk about the war. You better not talk about the spending of the war and who it's harming. Once we start talking international, then you start finding out who the real enemy is.
Yeah, Fred Hampton's a great example of that too.
Yeah.
And not just internationally, yes, and with Fred Hampton specifically, of course, the international piece of it, but just crossing those lines of when they start to see us band together with other people outside of just our interests, when they start to see us band together with people who traditionally we may have conflict with, that's when they start to feel threatened, and that's when people start to get popped.
And thanks for telling me that, because I'm here with you. All right, okay, all right. But no, and today for those who are watching, this represents that, because I could be looked at as the older generation. All right, I'll be 63 in August, so yes, I get AARP mail. I still don't know how did they find me. So I represent that, the older people. All right. Obviously you represent the younger people. We're talking about not only older and younger, but we're talking about domestic and international issues, and we agree. All right. And so whoever's watching, you can't unsee that our issues are more than what our former slave masters and their children taught us, that it's just race, and it's only race, and it's always going to be race, and we don't have any other allies outside of the people that the leaders that they give us. So I think that's important. Another issue I wanted to talk about, which is curiosity being the cure. All right. How did you come to form that type of thought, and how do you unpack that?
Well, I didn't form that one. That actually came from a very good brother of mine named Brother Washington.
Okay, all right.
He, on our conversation on the phone the other day, that was something that you said, a gem you dropped that I really liked. And you talked about how fear is a tool used by our opposition to keep us divided and from talking to one another.
Yeah.
And that's something I hear a lot. I hear people in my own family echoing these ideas of Palestinian freedom fighters as terrorists, and this fear that they feel at the possible scourge of Muslim extremism.
Yeah.
But the cure to that being curiosity, in the sense that if my oppressor is telling me to be suspicious of a person, I'm gonna be suspicious of why is my oppressor telling me not to mess with them? I should go have a conversation with that person.
Absolutely.
And that curiosity and being willing to step into that place of potential discomfort and have a conversation with someone that I'm being told and indoctrinated as my enemy. I think that's the cure, and where we find, okay, they weren't afraid. There's no reason for me to be afraid of you. They said that because there's reason for them to be afraid of us.
Right. And also that's one of the oldest playbooks that's used. Will either be called terrorists, homophobic, will be called anti-American, anti-Semitic, will be called anti-Christian. All of those are tricks to get me to not talk to you. All right. What did they call us? I think they had a name for CSRN maybe a couple of years ago. They called us Black identity extremists.
I like that.
Right. Right. Well, that started. Well, people started saying, "Well, Brother Washington, is it true that you guys are Black identity extremists? If so, I really don't." Well, ma'am, look, I don't know what that is because it just came out their lab. All right. Have you seen us do anything that caused anyone harm? Have you seen any of us say anything that would incite somebody to hurt someone? Have we kept anybody from a job or their livelihood? Do we have the capacity to cancel someone and have their show or have a millionaire come out and apologize for saying something? Absolutely not. If you're scared, then you can be afraid, but we don't fall into that type of thing. So yes, that anti thing has always been a trick to instill fear. They would say, well, you shouldn't talk to Cliff. Well, no one's going to say that to me. All right. I've already had all of the anti fear inducing things. So there's none of that.
Yeah.
We done with all of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can make up a new one. We've gone past that.
Yeah.
Because I see you. I'm talking to you. All right. You're talking to me. So it's a wrap for that. All right. We're friends. All right. It's done. It's done. So those are the types of things that I've been able to push through in talking with our not only our Black allies, our white allies, those who identify as gay, lesbian, bisexual, those who identify as Republican. It matters not, because there's going to be something that we're going to be united on. But I am not going to inherit somebody else's beef because they don't like Jody. So I'm automatically going to not like Jody and just dismiss all of the gifts that he has.
Yeah.
And my last thing, we had when we first started our show, we talk about our mission statements and our guiding principles. And a really good friend of ours, JoJo Talking, she's on TikTok. Hope you're still on TikTok, but she created our a slideshow where we talk about our principles and our mission statement, that while we're talking, we can have that slideshow. If we were to say, well, we don't want to get down with white people or white women, then we'd be missing out so much. All right. Hey, Jody, maybe that didn't come out right. But hell, if my wife, hey, honey, if you're watching, yes, I'm packing my stuff. Just leave it on the curb and set it on fire. But just the fact that we can choose our own allies. All right.
Yeah.
We can choose our own allies based on the gifts and talents, but to be stuck on that color thing, I think it's one of the greatest tools that our enemy has taught us.
Yeah, I agree. And I think another thing is, I think it is really deeply American, and I think it smells of whiteness being the ideological thing.
I got you.
For Black Americans to say, okay, well, we're not gonna mess with nobody else. That is so American centric. It's the exact same ideology as Eurocentrism. And to me, it reeks of imperialism and of self-righteousness. I really think that we as Black people need to recognize that, we're not the only people facing oppression on the planet, and that we are stronger together than we are apart.
Right. And I don't need anybody telling me who I'm supposed to hate.
I can figure that out.
Right. I can figure that out. It might be you that's telling me, so, and I do believe that a lot of us, brother, are wising up. The fact that you and I are talking about this right now, the great chance that there's some other conversations that are happening that we're starting to get it. It's like an old Scooby-Doo cartoon where we lift up the hood and find, oh man, it's
the sheriff.
It's the
not literally. Sorry.
No, dog. No. Well, hey, well, look,
I ain't catching the defamation charge tonight.
All right, but we didn't say the sheriff's last name. All right, that's a loose, but it is. it is that we have the same person talking to you about me. There's the same person talking to me about you. And since we have our enemy as a middleman, as somebody that we have our enemy as an intercessor, and he's my spokesperson. So anything that he tells me, I take it at face value. So I'm not going to get involved with any protests against ICE. I'm not going to get involved with anything that's dealing with the genocide in Gaza. I'm not going to get involved with anything else other than the approved protest that they tell us. All right. And I know what those things look like, and they can have those too.
Yeah, that's real. And I think that kind of ties into the one of the final points I wanted to make, which was activism being the axis that your life is spinning on, not an additive to your life. I think that to what you're saying about going to protests and things like that, I think that
say it, man. Come on.
All right.
Say it.
I personally don't find I find protests to be effective for a couple things. But I think that there are a lot of people who go to a protest and check off their activism box and think that activism think that an activist is a thing that you are, whereas activism is really a thing that you do.
Man, come on, man.
Something that you do. And I think that there are ways that you can make it a really central part of your life rather than an additive. And I think one of those ways is protests are great to attend for camaraderie and for raising awareness. And I think that people should show up because there are good people organizing that need bodies. But it shouldn't be the only thing you're doing. You can also keep up with what your city council is voting on. Go to your city council meetings and speak out against your police department getting military grade reconnaissance vehicles.
We were there.
No reason.
We were there for that.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this, and what you're saying is true. That some of us in the activist community and protest culture, some of us do it because of the thrill of it. And yes, I know I've seen those that check it, they check it off. They feel good about themselves that they were there with the Palestinians or they were there with us, and then they move on to their jobs, man.
Yeah.
But if that's what they do, we're not following that. I call it protest awareness activity. And it is a tool that we can gather. All right. But while we're gathering, there's some intelligence in that crowd because we're talking about what we're going to do offline. We're talking about what we're going to do after the protest.
What's it going to disrupt?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
A lot of protests around here aren't particularly disruptive. And again, if it's going to raise awareness, cool. If it's for camaraderie, for you to get a good boost in morale, then cool. Good. But you need to find something to do that is actually disruptive. And one thing I want to make sure we shout out is the great work that American Muslims for Palestine, the Toledo chapter, is doing around the Israeli bond situation. Lucas County is currently invested in.
Let's put that up on the
right.
Yeah, let's put that on there.
Yeah,
all right.
Lucas County is currently invested. I think it's about $5 million in Israeli bonds. The investment advisory committee has advised the treasurer to not reinvest when the bond matures. She's not made a formal commitment to not do so. But we really need people to be reaching out to our local officials to disrupt, man. Do something more than just what your face is going to be attached to. To your point about chasing a thrill, so many people want to do the thing that they're going to get recognition for. Right. But the more effective work, the work that's going to actually be doing and accomplishing something, is the gritty, annoying, tedious work that's you sitting at home by yourself on a computer doing research or sending out emails because someone else is too burnt out to. Do the things you're not going to be praised for.
That's right. And so for all those that love the work that we do, we want you to go to Lucas CO Divest. Go there and fill out the response sheet.
We give you a template response. We give you a template letter to send to your official, and it'll automatically send.
Right. And hopefully join us so that you'll know when we're showing up at the at the Lucas County at the hearing. All right, join us, feel it. Take our activism if we can outside of our computer. We could take our activism outside of the corner that will hold up our signs. And I'll say that the signs are to get your attention. Because so many of us are staring into our phone, and the only way that I can get your attention is to be with Jody and Cliff. We have flags, we have placards just to get your attention. Hopefully that will be enough awareness that you might consider, hey, I think something is going wrong. I think that we are approaching as an empire the same checklist that other empires have checked off before. So it would be good now to get some things in order. America is a country unlike any others that has a term. Egypt had a term. Persia had a term. Babylon had a term. All of these countries and
empires,
nations,
kingdoms, whatever.
yeah, they had a term, and they started doing things to check off that list. When you look at the morality, if you look at the values, where are we? Well, if you look at education, are we number one? What do we produce outside of war? I don't know. I really don't know. How does it care for the poor?
Yeah.
How does it care for the elderly? When we start going lower and lower, we're checking some list off that may put us in the same line of some of these great nations that people thought they were too big to fail or too big to fall. So I'll tell people right now, our greatest resource, Cliff, are the relationships that we're making now. And being able to let people know, yes, you can speak up. We have this sign that says defund the police. And people used to say, man, why would you say that? Well, we're voters. It's our money. And we can decide if we want our police trained by the worst trainers. We can decide which police are going to be in our neighborhood. So we don't want that. We don't want this. We don't want that. And we have a say-so. And we have a say-so where our county money, that's $5 million.
Which could go to housing, could go to education.
So we vote, and we don't have so we can't talk about that. So all I could talk about are football games.
In fact, we've been told directly that,
that
we are not going to be allowed.
Well, we're going to talk about it more now. All right. All right. So, all right. One of the things that we do is for our guests, and after this, we have Jody to come back with our community updates and our 5 minutes of heat. I want you to stay, hang out for that. All right. We're big on self-care. We're big on gratitude. What do you do for self-care?
I mean, it's going to sound
where you are right now.
Sound, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to sound like.
You're in this room. We got Amp Toledo. We got $5,000 in an Israel bond on the screen.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you can say right now. All right.
I organize, man. Like organizing. I know that for a lot of people, organizing is a thing that burns them out, but I think that that's partially because of how people are organizing.
Okay.
I think if all you're doing is going to protest and putting your body potentially at risk and dealing with that fear and stuff, like I think that's going to be hard. But for me, organizing effectively not only helps me when I feel helpless because it makes me feel like I'm actually doing something and accomplishing something, but it also helps me when I feel afraid, helps me when I feel depressed. Organizing is a big part of self-care for me. But of course, there are things we need to do when we step away and when we come home. And for me, I think that looks like time with community.
Okay.
I think that looks like time with my family. And wrestling. Wrestling is how I get out a lot of frustration.
Your self-care is your self-care.
Mhm.
All right. Your self-care may not look like mine, which is sitting in a lazy chair, reading the paper. All right. That's not mine. I love doing this. I love doing this. Nothing brings me more peace.
I play video games. I'm gonna throw that out there.
It's all
I ain't
good,
gonna act
man.
like I'm
Look.
I'm at home 24/7 organizing.
It's all
I'll be
good,
playing
man.
video games.
Look, man, it's all good. Whatever it takes to get us to have a healthy disconnect so that we can have all that we need when it's time for us to show up again.
Mhm.
All right. So I'll call it a healthy disconnect because if we don't have that, then that activism will be your life. And I say the activism, it takes everything and gives you nothing. So we have to be mindful if I'm just showing up because it's exciting and then you'll want another high. So now you'll bring a bottle. Now, next time you'll bring a brick.
Yeah.
Next time you know how and you step up those types of things and cause harm to yourself and those, and those around you too.
Mhm.
And we watch out for those black bloc provocateurs that sometimes are sent into our spaces that advocate for violence, and they will do nothing but bring harm on the people that you love in what you're doing.
Mhm. And I agree. Those people are real, and that is a very real threat to our movements.
Yeah.
And I will just quote Frantz Fanon, who I'm paraphrasing. He said that decolonization is always a violent phenomenon.
Okay. All right.
I'll leave it at that.
All right. Well, we said what we said. All right. That's it. That's right. And I don't think that we're going to get anywhere by hand holding either. All right. All right. But if there's some action that's got to be taken, that's my call.
Yeah. No, that is
ain't
our
your, that
community's
ain't your call.
100%,
All right.
100%.
That ain't your call. We
100%.
know if it reaches that. I know that you don't make that call.
Right.
All right.
You don't make it, especially when you're not going to face the brunt of the response.
Man, that's a whole nother podcast right there that we can talk about. All right, last thing, 3 things that you're grateful for. What would those things be?
3 things I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for principled comrades who keep my head on straight. I am thankful for I'm thankful for a Muslim community that embraces me and educates me and forgives me and encourages me and involves me. And I am grateful to be Black.
Right. Hey, would you mind coming back at another time? Because I really love these conversations. I think the people that watch us week in and week out definitely get something out of what we're saying. Would you be willing to come back?
Yeah, I'd love to. And before I hop off, I do want to leave folks with a couple the important points that I think we hit on tonight. 1, activism should be the axis your life spins on, not a piece of the pie chart of your life. 2, fear is the tool of our oppressor to keep us divided, and curiosity is the cure to that. And 3, politics are easier to teach than principles. If I see a comrade out there who has real good principles and is actually out there doing the work, but they don't have a perfect political analysis, it's easier to teach them politics than it is to teach the person who says all the right things, but is sitting at home doing nothing. Look for the people who are doing the work, and you can figure out the politics as you go.
All right. Hey, family, man. All right, this is what's up. All right.
Brother.
Walaikum salam. Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Kareem, family.
This is the CSRN podcast, a week in review. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. This is the CSRN podcast, our week in review. Family, this is an extended, I don't know if we got to charge y'all extra for this, but man, it was beautiful having our brother Cliff Porter from the American Muslims for Palestine, AMP, here. And you might see the group with the red, white, green, and black flags. Most times we're on Sylvania and Talmadge. We're on other corners too. And man, just pull up, meet us, talk to us, find out if the hype is real. All right. And most likely with me, yeah, it is real. Hey, listen, so glad to have our brother here to talk about what's happening in Lucas County, the $5 million bond that we want Lucas County to divest from or not go into the next year. Just rewind the tape and listen to him. He made more sense than I did. Hey, Jody, hey, listen, this is the time that we give our community updates. That's some of the things that we've been involved in the community, some of the things that's coming up that we believe that you should know about. Hey, Jody, what are some of the things that you've been involved in and that's coming up that you think people need to know?
All right, I'm going to micro machine this a little bit quickly.
That's right.
As he said, and as you guys already know from watching our show, we are a little bit of overtime, but that is also the beauty of running our own show. We don't have no network telling us, hey, you got to get off of air.
That's
we
right.
just have the library.
They
closed, but we good.
They good. They know who we are. All right,
So
they can work late.
Running back from our last show, hopefully you were able to make these couple events that were going on in Toledo with the arts and stuff like that. And again, Black History Month. So we had Respect Your Mic, the Lover's Mic, and that was Sunshine or Sun Kisses event at the Code. We had great people for featuring. We had Sax Fifth, and there was Kay Lachey, and then of course our very own Robin Jones. Most people know her, She Speaks. So they were the features. We had a beautiful open mic after that. All the people that came out and painted and done the stuff like that. So that was on the 11th. On the 12th, Thursday, February 12th, there was the dinner in honor of Jake Plavlica. If you don't know who that is, that's a good friend of mine. The reason why the second series of books, the Childhood Trauma series, got created, where me and him were in at an event for Mad Poetry, and we were talking about this toxic thing, and that's where that piece came, and that's where 152 other poems came after that in the last couple of years. Going on to February 14th, there was the Red and White Affair. This was Saturday at 1208 Reynolds Road. That was a, Lover's Day, Valentine's Day for all the people and everything like that. Uncloistered Poetry, Valentine's Day 2026 was at the Adams with a whole host of people from the writers' workshops. It was great to be able to attend that, and I did a couple of pieces there. I wasn't going to do the Black History piece, but I wound up doing a couple pieces for love. Shout out to Sunkiss on that for giving me nod.
Sunkiss, all right, we see you.
Spaces. Not everything is meant for everybody and stuff like that, but check me out tomorrow, and I'll be talking about that coming up in a moment. Sunday. There was a lot going on Sunday, but one of the major things was Elgin Rogers. He had his event. There's a flyer and stuff on his page. We co-hosted or co-sponsored the 13th movie free watch party and discussion at 3631 Monroe Street. And Toledo had its first movie premiere at the Mommy Theater for No Love. Shout out to everybody in the production, the crew, the actors, and everybody. I remember doing the masquerade ball scene back in 2022. So that's been 4 years.
You were in that.
I was in that. I was actually, I don't know where I was at because I was unable to make it Sunday due to life circumstances and me going on this vacation. But I did see that is probably the most melanin they've ever had in the Mommy Theater. So shout out to everybody in Toledo that made that happen. And I can't wait to look for it on streaming services. Monday, February 16th was the Black History Prayer Breakfast at the Frederick Douglass Center. And then moving on to today, we had the commissioners. They did their last event honoring the Art Tatum Zone and one other person I cannot remember the name of, but the saxophonist and LMH took the authority out. Not much to change.
Oh, they did?
They took the authority out. So it's not LMHA no more. It's LMH.
Yeah,
that was a couple of
let's
years
see
ago.
if that changed.
But that was
we be taking letters out of stuff. Yeah, that'll make us better. All right.
But that was at the Board of Commissioners, and I thank them for continuing to push the envelope because we started this 6 years ago. And I know as long as they're still on the board, there will be a Black History Month celebration with flags, with people that are honored and recognized. Because say after these terms, but you know what? We will keep fighting the good fight to keep that going. And things coming up because I'm going on vacation, so I'm probably going to miss a lot of stuff until I come back Tuesday.
Yeah, I'll fill you in.
Yep. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. If you do love poetry and music and all of that stuff, we have our monthly Poetry and Soul with Kay Renee at 1447 Summit Street. That is Toll House. Lucille's is inside of Toll House. Some people get all that confused and stuff.
Yeah, I get it confused.
But that is okay.
Because I can't come there because you're a member, but I can't come in there on your day.
I'm an artist. If you do memberships and stuff like that, employers,
I can't even get a plus one.
Plus, but I'm an artist, so I get in, the art and free and stuff like that. But the features for this Kay Renee's Poetry and Soul session are going to be Holly L. She's a poet, good friend of mine, but that's what she's going under right now is Holly L. Kayla Renee, who's my cousin. She's going to be one of the features, and Gary Black II. He's if you already been to Kay Renee's Poetry and Soul, he's one of the band members, but now he's stepping in front of the instruments and go and put on his good stuff. So shout out to all of them. That'll be my last event before I leave. Thursday, February 19th, 7 p.m. There's the an open mic at 4062 Monroe Street, studio sessions with Lethal. This Friday, 7 p.m. is open decks at the Vista on the Docks. And this Sunday at 5 p.m. is celebrating the 36th annual Black History Month concert with Toledo Symphony. That is going to be at 1119 Bancroft Street, Toledo, Ohio. There's tickets on sale. I'm not sure if they're sold out, but that's, St. Martin de Porres. It is going to be, awesome. So awesome things for everybody going on. If you do see any events, make sure to share it with us or tag one of us, and I'll make sure it goes on the CSRN page for everything going on.
Hey, the page has been doing really well.
Page has been doing really well.
Because you posted. Hey, listen, one of the things that we do, and also, lastly, Savior's Day is this weekend in Detroit, Huntington Center. Go to NOI.org, get all the your ticket information, some of the workshops. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that this year he wants to see walking Qurans. So that means I'm going to have to study up, all right? Because, man, we got to make our community a safe and decent place to live. We can't do that if we don't improve ourselves. So that brings me to this part. Whenever we close out at CSRN, we always do it with a style that I've seen no one else does. And we call it 5 minutes of heat. That's when we use creative expression instead of saying Robert's rules and do a gavel and hammer it down, which gives me courtroom flashbacks. So we can't use that. So we use creative expression, and we use that term 5 minutes of heat. That comes from an old rap song called 5 Minutes of Funk by Houdini. But with CSRN, we take all of our gifts and talents, remix it. So we've got 5 minutes of heat. Jody has been our 5 minutes of heat person for the last 12 years. Every once in a while, you'll invite somebody else into the 5 minutes of heat space. But what do you have for us today?
Well, is a piece that I opened Black History Month with in 2023.
Okay.
And I am dedicating this to Reverend Jesse Jackson in honor of all that he's done for the movement. And this is I Am Black History. So let's begin. Peace. I am Black History. My ancestors sacrificed, bled, cried, pleaded, and prayed, yes, prayed to their ancestors for me to live to see today. My ancestors were stripped from their history, taken from their land, and given another tongue to speak fluently in the language that propagates the rewriting of their history. I am Black History. Still, that wasn't enough. After the chains came off, ships broken down and monetized for the worth of a drop of blood, we existed in limbo. My great-grandmother was a slave. My great-great-grandmother was a slave. My great-grandmother was a sharecropper. My grandmother had to live through the trauma of the civil rights era and Jim Crow rule. My mother had to live through the politics of gentrification, redistricting, the war on drugs, project precipitation, welfare for the broken, generations of curses led by the well-fed to complain for their part in history, and the separation, yes, separation of family due to court rule. I am Black history. You tell us to build with the scraps that you give us, the meager remnants of a country that we help build off the backs, blood, and sweat of people who were ripped from their families, torn from their homes, and told that you are savages, yes, savages that belong to us. You burn, bomb, and massacre any congregation of people that find hope within themselves. Tulsa, Galveston, Detroit, Black Wall Street, Dearborn, Black Panthers, SNCC, NAACP, Black Lives Matter. I am Black history. My family tree looks like a tattered and torn tapestry of broken buds and dead limbs that still somehow flourish to bear fruit. You brainwashed your children with falsified history, only highlighting your moments of accomplishment, editing out the struggles of my people, the success of my people, the strength of my people, and the resilience, yes, resilience of our blood, giving us symbolism of heroes that you personally pick, consoling us with awarded inventors and creators who never got the recognition they deserve while they were alive. So it's just sit here and take this. I am Black history. I live today because my ancestors didn't quit. The strange fruit, yes, strange fruit that you hung from those trees, bucks you tried to break, history you tried to erase, and women, yes, women that you mercilessly raped, birthed me. The blood that they spilled runs through my veins. Their cries out for freedom flow through my lungs, and their memories, yes, their memories keep me standing strong with my head held high, answering to no less than Sir, a king, because they filled me with so much pride. I am Black history, and you will never, no, never forget me. Ashe.
Ashe. As always, we snap our fingers. I want to thank you, Jody. Big shout out to the American Muslims for Palestine and our brother Cliff Porter that came out and graced our studio. It's good to have a young, some, yeah.
Yeah. All of that, yeah.
Oh man, all right. Hey, listen, you're on vacation.
I'm on vacation for the weekend. I got to go see Salem and get some colonial history within me. Somebody was telling me that a lot of people came to Salem from Toledo, and that's why the Old West End looks like it does. And I'm going to do some research while I'm there for a couple of days.
All right. And I'm going to be in Detroit for the rest of this week for Savior's Day. We're looking forward to filling up Huntington Place this weekend. And as always, Jody, all lives can't matter until Black lives matter. And Black lives can't matter until all Black lives matter. Justice or else?
Yeah.